Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Just had a few little technical difficulties here. Just getting started just a minute late. Hopefully, it's not a problem. Uh, yeah, just had a few last minute technical difficulties here. Hope everybody's having a good time tonight. This is the last episode I realized before Halloween. That's right. We got Halloween coming up at the end of the month, and I hope everybody's got some fun plans for Halloween. If you celebrate, you make a big deal out of it. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. I like to celebrate Halloween, even though I don't do it too big. But I'm interested to hear how people do it. I've been pretty happy with myself that, hippie. First off, let me welcome somebody in here, a good friend of mine. Oh, Hippieista. No, you Hippieista, you are always welcome here. And I want to say, for myself, that sometimes I get a little too much, in my feelings or controversial or whatever, and I just, I want to be respectful at all times, and I think, that absolutely nothing to say, Hippieista. You're a-okay in my book. Oh, 23andMe, 98% stud. I am not shocked either, Cams. Why not? Oh, welcome in, Natsuki. Oh, that's such a cute picture you got there. Proud witchy mama of many. And yes, Laura. Hey, welcome in. You are right. My description does make it sound a little bit more fun than it is. Oh, what's up, Elizu? Hope everybody's having a good night tonight. I've got also a special treat. I tried running my special episode on Stephen Assanti in the past, and it did not go so well because TLC, unfortunately, are some copyright trolls. They will not allow anybody to use any of their stuff. It doesn't matter how much it's for transformative purposes. Well, I found somebody who's uploaded clips from 600 Pound Life, and they kind of redid the voiceover, the narration, so that it didn't get flagged down. It's been up for weeks or months or whatever. It's just an edit of the shows, like clips from the shows, but it didn't get flagged. So I'm thinking that I should be able to use that for clips, and we could watch that together. So we could actually get a chance to watch some portions of 600 Pound Life, which really, I'm not trying to stop anybody from watching the show. I'm not, in fact, quite the opposite. I just want to use some clips for review purposes. If you want to watch the show, go on ahead by all means. I'm not trying to show you the show for free. I don't want to violate copyright in any way. I'm just showing a few seconds from the show. But that's what it is. Yeah, special treat. Not quite free Nashies. Exactly, Camps. TLC, get bent. I want to watch your stuff, but, please respect your viewers, TLC. Steven is a mess. Steven is a mess. And I think that, sometimes we kind of lose track of how much of a mess somebody can really be. We gotta remember folks like Steven, because it's easy to. But let me just pull up a little picture of Steven. Actually, I've got one here. One second. Just for any folks who haven't seen him in a bit. That face there. Somebody said that he had passed, but then I heard that it was just a rumor. But yeah, I'm also going to be covering some of Chantel's stuff. She hasn't put out anything since yesterday, I don't believe, new. But I have not actually covered her trip from Thailand, and I really did want to cover that. I thought that was really interesting. I watched some of that. And I also have like a little bit of a brief coverage of some of her Muk Bangs. So I also want to cover some of that as well. All right, let me pull up the video, and we're going to get started in just a moment. So first, though, we're going to start, though, with if the 600 Pound Life clips are organized into 10 parts, or I think it's 8, like the 8 most controversial guests. That's how it's described. So we're going to play a clip from that, and then we're going to do some other stuff, and then we're going to kind of go back and forth between it. So I'm going to start off with that. Yeah, he is a straight up mess. All right, so let me start off with that. Oops. All right. Or actually, put back the. Put this back for 1 second. Load this up. Share the screen. There we go. Good old Doctor Now is going to start us off with a little bit. Now, if for some reason TLC mutes me or shuts me down, I'm just going to stop this video. But this video has been up on YouTube for a little while. It has not been knocked off. So I believe it should not get shut down. So we're going to see. Oh, let me also put a link to the video too. I don't know anything about this channel. I don't know anything about it whatsoever. But I'm just going to put the link though, just, out of respect because I'm using their video. Hi, Laura, cracked your glasses. Cracked your screen. Okay, let's start off with a little clip of Doctor Now, because I have not seen I've seen some of these in full, but I have not seen all of them. Not even close. So let's see if some of these people are new for me. Maybe they're new for you. Let's have a look.
Me the first time and haven't had your infection treated, you'll be dead. The only way that you're gonna survive is harder and work at it, okay?
That's what I'm gonna do.
All right, so we make sure you... That make any sense?
No, you do.
Okay, I get why Justin is upset. I'll have to work getting healthy today. But we can't move ahead with surgery if she's still gaining weight. And that will help you a great deal. But that's only if you stay on track and keep this up, okay?
Number 10, Gene Covey.
All right,
Gene Covey is the divisive season 7 star that became the 5th My 600-Pound Life cast member to sue Megalomedia, as well as...
Some of the captions are not 100% accurate. I'm not sure if that was done to avoid the TLC copyright trolls, or if it was just because the person who transcribed it, English isn't their first language. But some of them are not accurate. It's Mega Media, I believe. I'll rewind it. It's not Megalomania. That's not the name of the media company, though.
Became the 5th My 600-Pound Life cast member to sue Megalomedia, as well as the rest of the show's producers. Gene and her mother, Barbara Fallow, made many of the same allegations as the previous 4 cast members to sue, and further claimed that Megalomedia...
All right, these people actually have an interesting claim, and I think this is very... and when I first heard it, I said, oh my, like exactly, Camps. I was like, what? She sued? Give me a break. But then I heard it, and now I really want to hear the full story, because it's pretty brief to hear her version of it. And if what she's saying is true, again, with that disclaimer, I really want to hear about it. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, but like I said last night, and this is kind of, I think, just to give a little clarity on where I'm coming from. If I can be harsh with Foodie, I got to be honest with people in general. I can't ignore stuff that I would call out in Foodie. You know what I mean? So I guess that's just kind of where I'm coming from in some ways. So with that said, though, I don't like to single anybody out. I don't like to, give anybody a hard time for no reason.
Media reneged on a promise to pay approximately $70,000 in medical bills for the pair. In short, Gene's lawsuit claims that she and her mother Barbara were forced to continue filming after Gene's father passed away. It also appears to suggest that producers faked a great deal of Gene's episode in order to reinforce the narrative of failure they had already set up. Viewers met Gene, who began her episode at a peak weight of 702 pounds. Though Gene's mother, Barbara, traveled with her to Texas to help alongside Dr. Nawaradan, both daughter and mother were devastated by the demise.
They're about to explain why. It's over a... I don't want to spoil it. They're going to explain it in just like 1 minute. You'll see.
Of Gene's father, Lawrence Charles Corral, approximately 6 months into filming. But the lawsuit at the center of this Gene Covey story suggests much more that we don't even know about. As we've already seen with other cast members, Gene alleges some reality TV fakery at the producer's hands. But the difference with Gene's lawsuit appears to be a matter of degree. Though Gene and Barbara asked to continue the episode after Lawrence's demise, the two were, quote, threatened with a lawsuit if they, quote, did not comply with all of their production demands.
I mean, I had a day that I went over the 1,200 calories.
So what bad? There's no way you're eating 1,200 calories. There's no way you're eating 2,000 calories. There's no way you're eating 4. Why I should believe that when you...
Okay, so I think this is a good place to pause it. So the crux of their disagreement, and this is what it seems to be, is that the terms of the filming, this woman here, I believe they said her name was Jean, she claims that TLC did not comply with their terms of the contract, and they made the filming very difficult for her. So she was not able to complete her end of it because they did not facilitate it. That's what it sounds like. It's pretty hard to prove that, I think. Pretty nebulous claim. But let's let her keep going though. In fairness, some of these reality TV shows can be a little shady. I know The Biggest Loser especially has a history of being pretty shady.
I have every chance to do it, but you're not lying to me. You're overeating.
100 calories because I'm going to prove you wrong that I can do this. I'm going to do it.
You give yourself a really good pass because
No, I'm not giving myself a pass, but it means that I can do it. A couple weeks or a month or whatever. Everybody's different. And I'm going to do it.
that's when you overfeeding her too.
I understand that. I'm screwing up.
No, you don't. You both lie. What went wrong?
If I knew that, I could tell you. I don't know.
That threat, according to the suit, exasperated Jean's difficulty sticking with Dr. Now's weight loss plan, which then became the sole narrative of Jean's episode. Jean was already dealing with her father's sudden passing, and to be expected to lose all that weight and completely change her lifestyle in such a trying time of her life was just too much for her to handle. And the fact that she is alleging that the show's producers tried to force her to work in that narrative, and then showed her as a failure for being unable to lose the weight and qualify for bariatric surgery is terrible. The family also alleged that the producers failed to make good on their promise of covering all medical bills, and it's due to this alleged broken promise that Barbara Fallow is named in the suit. While Jean didn't undergo weight loss surgery and thus incur medical debt, Barbara says that she had an agreement with producers regarding an unexpected hernia surgery.
Here's the big
Initially,
financial
Barbara's health
issue.
insurance was going to cover the surgery, but because Barbara was already filming with Jean, Megalomedia offered to pay for all of her surgical costs if Barbara would participate in additional filming. However, when Barbara was in the hospital and about to have her
Okay, so apparently that's the detail there. The hernia surgery that occurred. Barbara here is claiming, or I'm not sure if it's Jean or it's Barbara, which is the mother, which is the daughter, is claiming that their medical insurance was going to cover the surgery, but TLC said, no, we'll cover it if you let us film it. Then they said, okay, and then they claimed TLC didn't want to cover it. It's hard to believe, right, Elizu? The whole story is very hard to believe. And the part about the defamation, claiming that they made her look bad on the show, her own counterclaim doesn't really make her sound a lot better. Like, what is her alternative narrative?
hernia surgery, producers had her sign a film release. Afterward, Barbara got a bill for approximately $70,000, which Megalomedia allegedly refuses to pay. This is the largest medical debt of any person that has ever sued the show.
This thing to me, this deal here sounds a bit fishy to me, personally. I think that I really want to say that I think that I want to give her the benefit of the doubt on this one, Barbara, but the claim is just so hard to believe. It's so hard to believe. It's got that, it does that ring of just fishing for some money.
Penny Sager.
I guess it was only 4 minutes. Let's watch one more and then we'll get into the foodie stuff because it's still pretty early.
My 600-pound life season 2 star, Penny Sager, had a difficult journey on the show, but what happened to her since then? At the start of Penny's 2014 episode, she was 530 pounds, bedridden, and on oxygen at all times. She lived with her
And I know that, we joke a little bit about Chantel, but Chantel's already using the CPAP. I know she's obviously not on oxygen yet, but apparently she has some breathing problems as well. I don't think she's ready to be on 600-pound life just yet, but it's something that she needs to address. She needs to be serious about, and we're going to keep going.
And her young son Liam. She sought help from Dr. Now and was determined to lose the weight necessary to qualify for weight loss surgery. She was able to lose 40 pounds in a month and had the operation. However, after her surgery, Penny's weight loss stopped and Dr. Now decided that she should return home. Although Penny insisted that she was following his program perfectly, Dr. Now knew that could not be true because she was not losing any weight.
So here in this one here, Penny here did get the surgery. Apparently, Dr. Now felt that she was a good candidate, at least at that time. But then when she went home, she stopped losing any weight, unfortunately. So let's hear how this worked out. Maybe this had a happy ending,
that
hopefully.
She might be sneaking in food. Penny missed several of her appointments with him because she refused to get out of her bed and walk. She had to be taken by ambulance anytime she visited Dr. Now. He was at a loss about how to help her because she was not open to many suggestions.
I think I remember this one. I think I actually saw this one where she just refused to go. She would not get out of her bed. She would not go to the doctor. It's just, she wouldn't answer the phone, I think, even, if I remember this one correctly.
How has Penny fared since her episode aired? In a 2015 My 600 Pound Life, Where Are They Now episode, Penny had not made any progress at all with her weight. In fact, it was impossible to know how much she actually weighed because she did not weigh herself. She remained bedridden and on oxygen. She took up couponing, which Dr. Now believed was another way for her to control the food that came into her home.
It's like the last minute. We have to be in the vehicles in like no time. I'm going to be in the
think
back
the
of the van,
couponing
actually on my house.
is a
Crispy or grilled?
Crispy.
Grilled.
And look at this guy here. He's
Oh,
doing
I'm
the Pete's or the Salah, whatever you want to call it, where he's going to the fast food place and buying food for his homebound significant other. Now, I'm sure that here they have a child, so they actually had a real relationship, at least at one point. But it's just the way that we kind of see this on a smaller scale. This is what Salah does every day. He goes out to the fast food place and picks up the food for Foodie.
Start losing weight.
Penny done very well. She lost 40 pounds and heroin. We're gonna losing weight anymore. Penny must have somebody sneaking her food. She figured out how to manipulate psychologically and cooperate and become a person that wants to get well.
Penny was determined to go trick-or-treating with Liam for Halloween, and she was able to get out of her bed and travel the neighborhood with him in a wheelchair. However, Penny always returned to her bed after making any progress.
That's sad.
She does not update her social media accounts often. However, a 2019 Facebook post showed her playing with her kitten from her bed. The post was filled with comments made by disappointed viewers who were saddened to see that Penny had not gotten out of her bed since the episode aired. In 2021, she included a frame around her profile picture that announced that she had gotten her COVID-19 vaccine. She also posted some pictures of her son Liam, who is now a teenager. It's always heartbreaking to see Dr.
That's sad. That's very sad that she has a child now who's growing up and she's been basically in bed.
Now try to help someone
her
like
son's
Penny
life.
who does
It's
not
very
seem to
sad.
want to be helped. Achieving and maintaining significant weight loss and lifestyle changes require long-term commitment and patience.
I feel so bad
We
for that
understand
kid.
that sustainable change takes time and setbacks are normal. Penny's journey may involve up and downs, and the ability to stay motivated and persevere through challenges is crucial. Hopefully, she is doing better in real life than what we can see on her accounts.
You're right, Camps. All right,
Number
let's
8,
go on something
Colleen
a little bit
Potter.
less. You know what? This is more depressing than I thought it was going to be. Let's go on to the foodie stuff. Let's go on to something a little more silly. Let me put on the foodie stuff. Yeah, here's something I think we can all have a good laugh at here. Foodie doing her little trip back to from Thailand to Kuwait. I have not seen this. I don't know if you've seen this one or not. I personally have not seen this one. I really wanted to see this. So let's see what we got here real quick. Oh, welcome in, Lady Nighthawk. Hello. And Camps is 100% correct. That woman there, the one who got the surgery and then did not lose any weight at all. It's unfortunate. It's sad. And the son, was there. I get you, hippies. Let's do some silly. I guess 600-pound life is never really silly, to be fair. I don't even know what I was thinking. Let's put on Foodie. Let's do the silliness. I don't want so much seriousness. That was supposed to be funny. All right. Now this is funny. Watching the two of them try to pretend to put on a relationship here. All right, what are we seeing already? Foodie has this cart here, which, good that she was walking at least, but she looks very red. Not the best. Does anybody remember that Simpsons, where the radioactive man movie, where he gets splashed with the toxic waste, and he's like, the goggles, they do nothing. That's like Foodie with the heat and the humidity. The fan, it does nothing. Welcome in, Sour Cat Lemons. Oh, thank you so much. Hope you have a great night. You're always welcome here. Come by. All right, yeah, let's keep it going here. This airport looks nice. I'll say that. Looks relatively new. 50 kilograms of weight. That is so much luggage when you think about it. I wonder what Chantel, we know she brought home the mukbang table. We know she brought home, what else? She brought home, what else did she bring home? The mukbang table? The cat bed? She bought some bedding, I think, too. Or towels? Bath mats? Yeah, the bath mats. Exactly, Camps. Oh, hello, QZ. Welcome in. Yeah, I'm trying to dial it back down. I've had too intense of a week. I am just trying to relax here with some Foodie, being her silly, portraying this silliness of this world traveler persona of hers. You know, next stop Everest, right? Oh, please do, Sour Cat. Absolutely. Glad to have you. Hermé, Chantel. Am I saying that correctly? Hermé. I try to sound fancy. Did I just call it Chantel by accident? Did I say Chanel or Chantel? I wish I could hear my own replay. If I just called that Chantel, somebody needs to come by and beat me with a leather jacket or something. Because that is, I'm not even a fashion guy, but I know that is, there's no T in Chanel. You know, airports, I mean, this one here, a lot of them have really nice stuff, but a lot of times it can be a little expensive. Oh, Burberry, there you go. I actually once went to Burberry. I'm not really into more of a Z on the ED. Hermes. All right, thank you. Hermes. Okay, thank you. Hermes. Hermé, I don't know. I don't know if I am or I'm not. Whatever. I don't shop there. I don't need to know it. But I went to Burberry one time a few years when I was younger. Actually, more than a few years ago now. It was a long time ago. Back when I used to have think I was into fashion and stuff. And you know, I went there and what is everybody whose weight their weight fluctuates. They want to buy something nice, but they know that their size, hey, I might gain a few pounds, I might lose a few pounds. So what do you buy? You buy an accessory, right? So I wanted to buy a wallet. And I looked at the wallets and they were just so expensive. I just couldn't justify it. It was like $300 for a wallet or something. And I was like, you know, as much as I like this wallet, that's just, I mean, I don't even have $300 to keep in the wallet. Not at that time, at least I didn't. You know what I mean? I was like, this is just so silly. If somebody robs me and mugs me, you know, I don't mind if they take the money. Just leave the wallet. And I was like, nah, I can't. Right? I guess it is for that stuff. Maybe I guess they liked me. They wanted to give me a good deal. They told me they'd give me a discount, but I was like, I don't know. The more I went back and forth, like I didn't want to buy it, the more they started trying to hook it up. But the people in what was it, Gucci? They had such a nasty attitude. The guy in Gucci, he had such a nasty attitude. But the people at Burberry were cool. That's my story about shopping for fancy stuff. I don't do it very often, and I didn't even buy anything. I'm not into that material stuff, really. But I will say this, though. The Burberry wallet, it may have been expensive, but it was a really nice wallet. Like, I could tell it was really good quality. I was very impressed with it. It looked like a very, very good quality wallet. It wasn't like a cheap wallet with just a label on it. The Gucci wallet, while it was nice, it was almost like too fancy. It was like too delicate. It didn't look like it was something you would use every day. It looked like it was very fine leather, and like it looked like something that would fall apart if you were using it all the time. But the Burberry wallet looked like it would hold up to a lot of wear and tear. So I'll say that it looked like it was legitimately a good item. Yeah, I'm using. I'm a firm believer that I need to have more money in the wallet than what the wallet costs. If the wallet costs more than the money I'm keeping in it, I got my priorities out of order. I want to have more cash in there than what the wallet cost me. That's my goal. If the wallet was $20, I got to have at least $20 in cash there at all times. That's my philosophy on wallet expense.
On the way to our gate, we decided to veer off track and just check out the food court area. There were a ton of restaurants. As you can see, if we wanted halal options, we could get something vegetarian, I suppose. But in the end, after checking
welcome in, Rudy.
pretty much every restaurant there was, we decided to just wait to eat on the airplane.
Oh, this is when I got my theory. When Chantel says they couldn't find any halal options, that tells me that they couldn't find any halal options that were cheap enough. Because I am sure, especially in a place like this, when they have Chanel and Burberry and all these expensive designer fashion, you're telling me they don't have any restaurants that are halal? I'm sure they do. They just are expensive, probably. They probably have some expensive sit-down restaurant that is absolutely, will make anything to order you want. But she wants to order at the Burger King over here, and they can't promise halal. So I think that's what it was. She didn't want to spend any money on you couldn't afford to, at least. I agree, Sour Cat Lemons. And seriously, walking around is great exercise. Just standing up when you cook is great exercise. It helps the blood circulation flow through the legs. It's really healthy stuff. I pace a little bit, and it's a bit of a nervous habit, but I kind of turned it into something healthy, where I try to use it to get up and walk around, just to get my blood flowing. And it definitely helps you burn. Welcome in, Nancy. It helps you burn some extra calories. It really, at least I feel it does. I definitely get more activity than I would otherwise. It bothered my coworkers sometimes. They don't, they wouldn't like it when I get up and walk around. But I said to them, straight up, I said, look, I'm not bothering anybody, and it's good for my health. And we talked it over. They realized it's not a big deal. Oh wow. It's funny. I think guys are like that sometimes. We get attached to something, we don't want to let it go. Like we have a favorite shirt or a favorite belt or something. I have this old belt, and it's absolutely falling apart, and I refuse to replace it. I don't know why. I can afford to. Just don't want to do it. Gravy blood. Hey, welcome in, Ling. Oh, I love your pick. You got the Akron goblets, Cyrax. Oh man, Cyrax is riding high after his recent court victory. Anybody's interested, the person who attempted to get him involved into the legal system ultimately did not press charges because they had to travel and it was expenses for them. And I'm not even gonna get into all that. But Rax, though, doesn't understand that. He thinks that he got a victory in court. He thinks that the court ruled in his favor, and that now they're gonna finally legally do something to help him. That's what he thinks. He doesn't understand that all that happened was the case against him got thrown out. He thinks that he won some kind of court case. So that's the update on Cyrax. If it's the only way she's getting exercise, hey, mall walking is a thing. It's now if you're gonna use it as a chance to stop at the food court. Now I don't know about all that, but yeah, nothing wrong with having a snack at the mall. Or no, excuse me, getting a walk at the mall. You can have a snack too, I guess, but a rotten molar you can't part with. That's a little tougher. Yes, indeed, everyone. Hello, welcome in, everyone. I hope you're all having a good time. We got a bit of a slow start, but we finally got back to the silly stuff. Oh, you think Rax has a drug problem? I heard that he was being dosed by his family. I don't know the full story on that. I haven't been keeping up with him as much lately. I used to watch him a lot more. Yeah, hey, it's not the worst habit, right? It's not like smoking or anything. Yeah, Rax is a nasty piece of work. I do not like that guy. And I will say that I gave my whole story about him. Yeah, he's he's a case where he's somebody. He reminds me a little bit of. I don't even want to get off on a negative tangent. I'll just say that he's somebody who is himself is a predator, but he's also vulnerable at the same time. So it's just that it's just a real mess. Wow, that is something I was not expecting. I thought he was cool with well, you know, to be fair, that's what needs to happen. Somebody needs to talk some sense into that guy. He needs to just stop going on the internet and getting involved in all of the drama. Yeah, it's not the worst hobby. Yeah. Oh yes, thank you so much, Late Night Hawk. If you're enjoying the show, please give a sub and click on that notification bell. Hopefully you're enjoying yourselves. Let's put on the video back for a moment here.
Options we could get, something vegetarian, I suppose, but in the end, after checking out pretty much every restaurant there was, we decided to just wait to eat on the airplane.
I personally believe they were just tight on money because the trip ran long and they just didn't want to, they couldn't really afford to buy much in the airport as they left. Because I cannot imagine Chantel consciously choosing to not eat at all on the way to the plane. I just can't imagine that. That's my opinion. Folks, I want to hear your opinion. If you're watching the replay, leave a comment. If anybody in chat, feel free to let me know what you think. Do you think that Chantel really just could not find anything halal, or she was just tight on cash and made up an excuse? Oh, the other guy. Yeah, I heard that too, Ling Ling. Yeah, he's a nasty piece of work.
Is this E5?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, is this where you can charge your phone?
I agree, Eliza.
Looks amazing.
And that's a good point, Eliza. The way that she brings it up, that she talks about it specifically to say that she knows there's going to be food on the plane, and she's talking about it like, hey, I was totally going to eat something, but I couldn't find anything halal, but I got food on the plane. It's not even a question of not eating. It's just, well, I guess I can wait till I get on the plane. That's kind of the mindset she's in. That's a great point. An excellent point, Sour Cat. An excellent point. Agreed, QZ. I've noticed that as well.
Yum.
We choose in Canada, she ate non-halal.
Hey, honey.
Hello.
We're excited to get home and see Julia and Howie.
My cool.
To get home to see Julia and Howie, that's another thing I wanted to, I'm going to speed this up just a little bit, actually. I wanted to mention something that I said this on Skinny's last night, but I really am convinced now at this point that Julia was basically just left in the apartment and they had like a window cracked or something for her to get out, and that was it. And somebody just left some food by the door. Because Foodie has not really given an adequate explanation for what was done to board her pet. That's grim, but I think you're right.
With delicious halal meals.
I think she's honestly thinking about, well, I can replace Howie if I have to, and well, Julia, I could say she ran away. So she's probably already thinking about what she'll say if things don't go well. You know what I mean?
About half an hour. Snooze.
I agree, Ling Ling.
We're still having a little journey. Go ahead.
She's got very quiet here. Let me turn up the volume. Sorry, folks. So we can hear what she's saying here.
Halal meals.
About half an hour. And having a snooze. And when we wake up, we're still having a little journey. Go ahead.
Journey.
This is gonna be alright, babe.
Yeah, it's like an hour flight. It's the transfer in the huge airport.
The main trip from Bangkok to Doha.
Yeah.
Agreed. That's a great point, Ling Ling. and Foodie does not really seem to be too concerned. Like you mentioned, I think that I think she avoids pork, but I don't think she's super strict about the halal. I think that she really is just as minimum that she has to do. Just to say that she does it. Yeah. You can really see.
Excuse me, I'm coming through.
You can really see how big Foodie got when you look at the reflection. You can't really get that good of a look at it. When you see the shadow.
Excuse me, I'm coming through. Yalla baby, yalla.
It feels like she edited out a lot of the video where you could actually like really see her in good profile. From the front, she doesn't mind so much because she doesn't look so big from the front, but from the side, she's at her, it's her worst angles. Oh, hello, Tucker and
Finally
friends.
get to
Welcome
relax and have a snooze.
I love that picture of BBJ. She looks so cute. At least I think that's BBJ. That's something that Ling Ling, it's wild, but there are people out there who do really, they don't care about their health at all. And I can understand getting a little heavy here and there. I've certainly gained weight, but when you get to a point, you're trading away your health, and you have to take it seriously at that point. Agreed, Camps. And it says a lot about her marriage, that she's gained all this weight since she got married. You know what, Sour Cat?
Goodbye, Bangkok. It's been fun.
I don't know if she's quite that big, but I've got a feeling that it's closer to 5 than it is to 3 at this point. Way closer to 5 than it is to 3. In fact, probably closer to 5 than it is to 4 at this point. But either way, Foodie has gotten so much bigger just in the last 6 months, and it's the rate at which she's increasing. I mean, the absolute size is an issue, but at this rate, she's going to be, if she continues at this rate, she's not going to make it for much longer. So she's going to have to slow down just for that reason, if for no other. Oh, welcome in, Skinny. Good to see you. I hope you're having a good tonight. Everybody, be sure to check out Sarah Jade of Skinny Queen Reacts. She has an absolutely awesome channel. I totally get you, Ling Ling. There's levels to it.
So for the main meal served, I had beef with mashed potatoes in like a gravy. It was so good, with some kind of salad and mango dessert. And Salah had a creamy macaroni.
Oh, welcome in, Tink Frog.
Pasta, which he loved. The snack served was a chicken wrap.
Okay, I remember this clip. I do not believe what she says here.
Juice and a chocolate muffin. I wasn't terribly hungry because I was so tired, so I did end up giving him my wrap and muffin as well.
She says that she gave Salah the muffin and the wrap. Does anybody believe that? Does anybody believe? Because if you believe that, I've got some gold bricks to sell you. I mean, I just cannot. That is the most impossible lie. I'd sooner believe that she gave away. I'd sooner believe she gave away her last drop of water in the desert. I just cannot believe that she gave away her dessert of all the things. And if she did give it away, don't you think she would have put it on video showing Salah eating it like as proof? Because she knows that nobody would believe her. And thank you, Tink Frog. Kidney J told me this. This was a good detail. That Chantel was officially put on a statin at one point, and she was put on a blood thinner, a warfarin. I don't believe she's actively taking any of that. So she's doing a lot of damage to her health. The cheese. She's using that cheese like a deadly weapon.
If you look on the right side of the screen here, you can see some brown haze in the air. That's actually a sandstorm as we were flying into Qatar Doha Airport. Smooth landing.
Welcome into anyone I've missed. If I did, my apologies. Hello, everyone. Yeah, nobody believes it. I'm glad to see that. I mean, that's just it's just an unbelievable thing. Sometimes I'm a little bit too skeptical for my own good, but I think that sometimes I'm a little bit gullible. I think this time we're all correct as far as not believing that Foodie gave away her chocolate muffin. I just don't believe that for 1 second.
Welcome to Doha, baby.
Oh, nice. I missed you. My home.
Home sweet home.
You got momentum.
Yeah.
Sleepy.
Oh, I'm filming. Oh my god.
That's a great point. At the rate she's gaining, it's very a big issue. Statin and blood pressure. Yeah, well, there's no shame in being on medication. I hope I didn't come across incorrectly. I'm not saying there's any shame in taking medicine, not at all. But that Foodie needs this medicine, and if she's not taking it, she's doing damage to her body. And to keep eating so unhealthily when she needs all this medicine at the same time is really not helping herself. I mean, if you have the medicine for a specific reason, if you have a genetic predisposition toward high cholesterol or something, it's not dietetic. I mean, it's who's to say, a bunch of different possibilities. But in Foodie's case, she needs this stuff because of her weight, and to keep gaining weight is to keep needing more medicine. In her case.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's walk a bit more. We have an hour.
Okay.
Yalla.
There's no time to lose.
Welcome to
Keep
Doha,
going.
baby.
So because we were
Agreed,
catching
Ling-Ling.
another flight to Kuwait, we had to make our way to the transfers area. But first, I was waiting a long time to use the washroom, so I did that first. Oh, how I miss the immaculate washrooms with the bidets. One of the best things about the Middle East, honestly. So you've heard this story many times, but we had an hour connecting flight, and
They got the card here, which is nice. I know that Foodie wanted that at least. That's something that she missed in the Thailand airport.
we only had 20 minutes now by the time we got through security to get to our gate, which was C93. And as you can see here, we were only at C3. So we needed a little
You know what, like I think you're right, but she's still I think she still found a way to use it though. Like she maybe squatted over it with one leg or something. I don't know.
help and took the
I
tram
do think she used it.
to our gate here.
Well, welcome in, Oranges. Oh, Oranges. That is such a good point. Oh, that sculpture's lovely. And that little monorail is I gotta say, that monorail just looks so cool. I don't know if it's just for the first class passengers, or maybe it's only for people going to a certain terminal or something, but that monorail just looks so futuristic to me. Or maybe it's not a monorail, maybe it's a tram. I don't know. No worries, Aliza.
We had to take
mean,
a transfer bus to our plane.
I take some medication for my heart rate, and it's very little, but I mean I'm at a healthy weight. But I've always had a bit of a tendency toward rapid heartbeat. Even when I was heavier, it was worse. Now that I'm at a good weight, I still have it just a little bit though. But most people have a little bit of something. But when you have Chantel's situation where your weight is actively causing the conditions, and you're taking medication and continuing to gain weight and make the conditions worse, you're really messing
And
yourself
it was
up.
hot and stuffy, like the air conditioner wasn't working.
Let me go back real quick. I want to see if anybody here
It was
noticed it.
hot and stuffy, like the air conditioner wasn't working.
This guy here is giving Salah this guy here is and this one over here, they're both giving the look. He's like, what the heck, brother? Is that your wife? Mashallah. And this one here is like, no way, no way. Foodie got her own little seat by herself. Why did they give her the seat by herself? What is going on? Salah made her sit in the corner.
You comfy now?
Yeah, we never get a seat on these buses whenever it's on one, so we get the
Beautiful.
Aw.
Apparently several people had complained about the AC not working. We had to wait here for like a half an hour.
You know what I always think of? I always think of Disney World when I think of the monorail. I haven't been there in forever, but I still think of Disney World when I think of the monorail. Disney World had the coolest monorail, and it went into it went to the hotels, and you could ride the monorail from the hotel to the park. It felt so futuristic, especially back in the 90s when I did it.
And here is our plane.
Do you think that, Gavs, when you say the handicap seat, do you mean like physically or mentally? Because Foodie seems to, like Foodie could be 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Sometimes I think she needs a helmet. See?
Oh, yalla, let's go.
Elisa, that was what I was thinking too. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to be the first to say it, at least. But I was wondering if she was like, you know what? I'm a little bit rank, especially after, not being able to use the bathroom properly. So she's thinking she needs to sit over in the corner by herself to avoid offending the sensibilities of anyone. Yeah, Salah needs to wise up. I mean, I don't know what he does. I mean, he's got his rent paid, but that's about it.
Goodbye. See you in Kuwait.
Doing that stairway for Foodie's got to be tough. I have a feeling she was not looking. This part of the trip was probably something she was not looking forward to.
Oh my god.
She looked tired there, didn't she? Like she's breathing heavy. Like this picture, Foodie looks distressed.
Oh my god, not this music again.
Jeez, I didn't even notice that.
Goodbye.
That's it.
Goodbye. See you in Kuwait.
I'm not really able to tell as well. I gotta say, guys, but I can totally believe it though.
Oh my
Agreed,
god, not this
QZ.
music again.
Agreed, QZ. It's pretty tough weather.
Full container for the water, but it is really cool.
Good God.
Again, shut up, struggling with this.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Qatar Airways and the rest of the team, I would like to take this opportunity to apologize for the gap in temperature as the aircraft engine is getting started. Rest assured, after
We're gonna be taking off soon.
That's another thing too. You notice how she got she conveniently managed to get a row with just her and Salah again. Every flight, Foodie has the devil's luck with that. That is a good point, Sour Cat. Foodie gets out of breath very easily. Yeah, I can. That would be very tiring for anybody.
Hang on, sweetheart.
Oh, Elizu, that's a good comment. I didn't even think of that. But that's actually part of the reason she does. I have a feeling she doesn't mind the connecting flights because it gives her a chance to go use the toilet and in the airport, which she'd probably need to do anyway, because the no gallbladder situation. It's better if she doesn't eat. I hope I didn't give anybody's ears there. Sorry about that. That might be why she was sitting off by herself. This picture of the ocean is pretty nice, I have to say. I do like this look of the ocean. Let's fast forward a little bit. We don't need to see this.
So we have on the short 56-minute ride back to Kuwait, they served us a snack. So we have a trio here.
See, this is why Foodie loves Qatar Airways, because it's a 56-minute flight, and look what they gave her. They gave her this cool, like, dessert. I think a dessert? I don't know what this is, but it looks good.
Here, some lemon labna, some quinoa, and some harissa hummus, as well as some warm pita bread and some orange juice.
That's why she loves Qatar Airways, because they give you a lot of food. Another snack, right? That's been my experience when I've traveled. Although I've traveled, I don't want to say I've never traveled far, but I've never traveled so far where I like really got hungry on the plane. Beautiful Kuwait airport.
Welcome back to Kuwait, baby. Tired, huh? Yes. Exhausted.
Damn, pardon my language there, but Chantel is looking haggard in that video there. If I was Salah, if I was her boyfriend, I mean, not that Salah's her boyfriend, but if that were my girlfriend, God forbid, I would be telling her, take a seat. I'm gonna go get us a cart. I'm gonna go get us the golf cart. I'm gonna go find the guy with the cart. I'm gonna go give him $5 or two dinar or whatever it is, and get him to come pick you up because you look like you're ready to collapse. That's what I would tell her. Yeah, that was my experience. It was like a 2-hour flight, like not even 3 hours.
And here we are. Hi, baby.
Let's go home.
Foodie looks so worn out. You know what she reminds me of? When I was younger and I went to Disney World and I walked like all day, just the entire day, like nonstop from daybreak to night. And I was but I was so full of adrenaline and excitement that I couldn't stop because I just loved being at Disney World. By the end of the day, I looked like that, where I was like kind of like hobbling from foot to foot, where I was just so tired out, but I'm not that Foodie is that excited or anything, but just the way that she is so tired out in this picture, where like neither one of her legs has enough strength left to hold her body up. So she has to keep going from one foot to the other because otherwise she'd just fall down.
Yalla, let's go home.
Notice that, because look, that's why she's doing that little waddle, because each leg is basically ready to give out on her. So she's doing the waddle so that to keep herself from
Here we
falling.
are. Hi, baby.
And holding on to this for dear life.
Let's go home.
Yalla, let's go home.
You notice when she lifted up her hand to wave, she didn't let go of that thing either. All right, and now this blatant emotional manipulation by Foodie. I'll call it out wherever I see it. Foodie I do not like when Foodie uses her pet to try to look cute or relatable, because it's total BS. She's putting on a front. She's fake when she does this stuff, and I really don't like it. But whatever. See it.
Did you miss me? Oh, you did. Oh, you.
Julia is so like neglected, so she's happy to get some attention, but she also cannot stand Foodie. So she's like sitting there still, but notice her eye is like tensing up. She's really not happy with getting petted by Foodie, but she really is like has not had any attention whatsoever in 6 weeks. She's like, I don't like this.
Oh, my girl. Yes. Pretty Julia.
Does that cat look relaxed to you? Like the eyes right wide open, the ears pointing up. I'm not even a cat owner, but this, I don't know. This doesn't feel like a cat that looks happy to see its owner. This more like one that looks like surprised to see anybody. Like, oh my God, a human? It's already shying away. It's like, get away from me.
I missed you.
What are you doing?
Julia does not take that BS.
You love your corn.
And Howie, I got to do some research to see if this Howie's the same as the old one. I hope to God it is, though. Even though I joke a little bit, I really don't want anything bad to happen to this little guy. I like him. I don't like his owner, but I do like you, Howie. I don't like your owner, though, like I said.
You love your corn.
She is. She is. And I'm not going to gloss over that.
Hi, big boy. Are you sleeping comfy? No, big boy.
Yes, oranges. That is such... Thank you so much for noticing that. I did not notice that. I totally missed that. But that is a very interesting thing, the way for her to phrase it, to say, oh, let's go home. She didn't say, oh, we have to stop and get Julia. It's been 6 weeks. The people have her. They're tired of her. Or something like, oh, well, you know what? I spoke to the people with her. They said they're happy to hold her for one more night. We'll go get her tomorrow. Didn't hear either one of those, right? Yeah, I got to get a better... Hey, welcome in, Nutty. I got to get a better look at the Howie pictures, because I got to compare this picture to an old one. I never really got a good look at him before, but only fair. That paw, she's like, no touchy pig. Julia looks AI. Maybe it's all the filters that they're on when they go on Julia. They make her look like an animation. I don't know. Yeah, for over a month, really. That's just not, and especially after the last way she got rid of her last 2 cats. She basically just ditched them, didn't care what happened to them. Almost had one of them put down for no reason. To then go get another pet with Howie, and then go get another cat, knowing full well that she was going to have to leave every 3 months to renew her visa. It's not like this was a surprise. This Chantel didn't get caught off guard with this. She knew full well that she was not going to be able to stay and be a full-time owner to these pets, which doesn't mean that she shouldn't have a pet. There's other reasons she shouldn't have a pet. But if you're going to have to leave for a period of time, you need to make sure that you have somewhere you can leave those pets when you're gone. Otherwise, that's not going to work. That's not appropriate. Oh, I totally get you, Lizu. I have a good friend, and she has some pet cats, and they, she can't be gone more than, she has to. She can't be gone that long. She always has to go back to check the cats. So I totally understand you on that. She really cares for animals. She's a great cat owner. Yeah, absolutely. We gotta do a little examination. I think that's what we need to do. I gotta get some good pictures. Oh, good night, Nancy. Thank you for coming in. I hope you have a good sleep, good rest, or wherever you go. Have fun. Sleep on you like a human pillow. Like more than 4 or 5 hours. Hey, well, you know what? I mean, if that's what's necessary, it's what's necessary. Maybe it's not the ideal situation, but you understand that you got a responsibility, Oranges, and I respect that. I could see that. I could see that. More than 4 or 5 hours, that's got to be pretty tough. But like I said, though, you know, it's a responsibility, and I respect that you take it so seriously. And we also need to get a better look at the hamster, compare the old and the new. All right, so let's put on a different video here. This one's a little bit more. 1 second here, let me pull this up. Let me put on the animation real quick. Oh, I got a clip here. A retro clip. It's pretty short, but I think is a pretty interesting one. Let me put the link in the chat. This is what Foodie in the past herself said about mukbangs. Let me share the screen. Because Foodie's opinion has apparently changed over time. Let's hear what she has to say.
So my problem with the mukbangs.
Let me slow it down just a little. This is what Foodie says about the mukbangs.
For me as a food addict, because most people who do them are probably not, they're not food addicts like I am. Or have an eating disorder. So doing that, I understand people who know my... Whenever I first started doing, I always use that as a defense. When I first started doing my channel, I was doing mukbangs. But most people didn't know about my situation. And a lot about my life at that time. Now people do. And it's probably hard for them to watch mukbangs from somebody knowing that they suffer from an eating disorder. So I understand that.
I have a question for you folks in the audience. I don't really watch mukbangs, but do you think that is something that bothers people? Do you think that people who watch mukbangs are conflicted, don't like watching them if the person doing them has openly said they have an eating issue? Do you think that makes a difference? I have a negative view of some people. I think that some of the people who watch mukbangs, I think some of them they do care about that, and I think I respect those people. But I think there are some people like the feeder types who they couldn't care less if it's harmful. I think they get a sick thrill out of it for some reason. I think that's some of them probably enjoy it maybe even more knowing that. And it's messed up, but I see it, these mukbangs, a lot of them are very disordered, the way that they're consumed.
Such a mess. On top of that, my biggest problem with mukbangs, for me, it's not that's one of the major issues, but another one is I was thinking, what kind of message am I giving to other people with my channel? I feel like by doing the unhealthy mukbang,
Foodie right here in this video is like, I barely recognize this woman. Not just that she looks a lot smaller, but the words coming out of her mouth, they don't sound anything like what I'm used to hearing Chantel say. Was she doing this like on a dare? Was she drunk? Like what happened before she made this video?
Eating loads of junk. I'm giving a message that's kind of promoting disordered eating, because that's not normal. It's not healthy, and it is hazardous to the health. So that really kind of bothered me. And I actually had, and you're thinking, duh, again, but I actually hadn't thought about that aspect of it. And for me, I feel like that's definitely something that bothers me. And I don't want to be known for that. Honestly, when it comes to mukbangs, it's the appeal that I can eat what I want and make more money doing it. Seriously, if I'm honest. But it's not so much more money that it is worth doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make healthier recipes and meals. Healthier choices, and try to do the doctor's plan, because I still have my appointment next week on Monday.
This is just such a, this is the Chantel. I could see why people like Skinny said to me there was a time that she what was a Beezer. And this version of Chantel here, I could see where people could be sympathetic toward her because she says the right things.
1 week from now.
Unfortunately, we've learned that it's all just a facade.
There's still time to get back on it and
Yeah, I agree.
turn it around. I don't want to cry on camera and try to get sympathy. I'm just honestly just going through so much right now. And I don't even know what to do. I just feel like inside I'm screaming for help, and I just feel like
This is, again, like, what is, like you said, Laura, before she deep fried her brain, and I get you, Skinny, and I think, Skinny, you're one of the people, like you said, you're very innocent about it. I think you when you were doing it, it was not in a, it was nothing bad. It was just meant in a, just a friendly thing, like, hey, just that, join me while I have something to eat. And I think it was very positive, or at least it was intended to be positive. So yeah, I think that's very different. Whereas when you see people like Chantel or someone who clearly has an issue with food, and they're making videos eating the food, it's really, they're harming themselves in a way. And I just can't get down watching that. Yes, that's pretty much all this one has to say, I believe. Okay, so let me pull up another clip here. Would you folks like to see a retro react, or would you like to see a recent video? Because those are kind of the two things that I'm vacillating between. A retro or a more recent one. Because there really isn't that much going on with Foodie's Halloween. Unless I want to pull up one of the newer videos. Ooh, I got one here. A shortened version of it. Somebody did the calorie count on the Taco Bell meal. Actually, it's from a new channel. I'm going to share it. This is a new channel. Or a relatively new channel. They're called No, I Don't Think So. They don't even have 200 subs yet. And they were kind enough to, I asked them permission if I could share this. They said yes. So I'm going to share the video. And they actually counted up all of the calories in the Taco Bell meal. So let's see how much there are.
Yes, as you can see, look, I come on here, I don't want to complain every time about being sick, but
And it's only about 3 minutes, but it's going to show all of the calories.
And I know you're like, people who are sick don't eat this stuff. Well, anyway, it's Taco Tuesday, and that's my excuse. I don't feel like cooking, so I have Mountain Dew.
All right, so 225 calories for the Mountain Dew. 255 for the Mountain Dew. 460 for the cheese fries. Okay.
Huge quesadilla. No.
Chicken double dia. Okay. Remember how we were asking yesterday how many calories? And I came up with 520, but it felt a little bit low. Apparently, this is a chicken double dia, which is larger than a regular quesadilla. And it is 660 calories. So it's still a little bit less than we thought. But it's more than the regular quesadilla. So I really like this video. Let's keep going.
I don't have any yogurt. We have some nachos and cheese.
Nacho chips, 320 calories. Trailer Trash Tammy's Muk Bangs. Yeah, that sounds like something that might be fun. Like, I like the idea of people just eating something. Like, I like to watch game streamers sometimes. And if they're just having a snack or something, like I was watching one earlier today, and he ate some German, some chocolate that he got sent by somebody from Germany. And I don't mind that at all. To me, that's fun, especially if they're eating something different, something interesting, something they cooked. I actually enjoy that. But when they're just buying large amounts of fast food and just gluttonously pounding it down, that's very unappealing to me. As somebody who I guess you could say struggles with food in some ways. I right now I'm in a good place as far as my weight and as far as my eating, but I don't want to go back to a bad place.
Cheese.
220 calories for the cheese sauce.
Nachos and cheese. Give us burrito.
Beefy cheesy burrito, 400 calories. This is so much food when you actually see the calories listed individually.
This is the cheesy beefy burrito. We have a chalupa, chicken chalupa. So basically,
Chicken chalupa, 340 calories. I'll say the chicken chalupa out of everything there, not only is it the lowest calories, it probably looks like the tastiest thing.
there's so much food because it's Taco Tuesday.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I hope you guys like this channel. I think this is a good vid. I'm enjoying this one. The way that she edited it down.
Like gluing the quesadilla together.
Welcome in, Bastos.
All right.
Agreed, Eliza. 220 calories for the cheese. It just looks like this. You know what it looks like to me? It looks like the stuff they have at the gas station. You know, like at the gas station, they have those. They have that container with the spigot where you press down on the thing and the cheese comes out of the spout. That's what it looks like to me.
Hunger out of the way, and then I've had a few bites.
It's
I
okay.
think we're gonna go back to bed after this.
I like some junk food too. Hey, you know what? I'll give a confession. I'll give a little confession. Dr. Phil is not perfect. Even though I don't really like fast food that much anymore, and I try to avoid it, especially McDonald's, which I really don't like just the taste of. I think it's very fattening. There is one item on the McDonald's menu, which is kind of a guilty pleasure of mine, which I haven't had in a while, but I used to order it far too often. And that was the chicken McGriddle. Maybe that's a weird one. I don't know. But I think that the fried chicken patty with those 2 pancakes on top of it was so good. And I'm weird. What I would do is I would take out the chicken patty. I would eat the chicken patty separate. And then I would eat the 2 McGriddles separate. I'm weird. But to me, that was, to this day, I still think it tastes good. Even though it's greasy as heck, I could still go for one of those.
I'm sorry there's not a lot going on right now, but life is on hold until we feel better because
she's very skilled at turning family meals into just meals. Chantel takes the family out of meal.
Really kicking our butts. Like, we have no energy. And I already have low energy levels.
Laura watches
so I will, a normal cold, okay, you know, that's fine. You can
half the burrito or half of the quesadilla, because that burrito is pretty big, but I could probably finish the burrito. But that quesadilla is really massive. I might have a little trouble finishing that.
After a few days, get on with your life.
And of course, spilling the food on the thing. Welcome in, Freedom Deep.
This quesadilla is legit.
I'll say one thing about bioengineered food products. The Taco Bell, as far as I know, does use actual beef. Now, is it quality beef? Probably not. I do believe they add soy protein as well. So it's not, I don't think it's pure meat. But as far as I know, it still is at least, actually, I don't really know well enough to say. I guess whatever they say is in there, I'll take them at their word. But, yeah. Let's leave it at that. Gas station cheese.
I just want to lay in bed after eating. I am never, unless I forget, I'm never consciously traveling without a mask ever again. I got somebody's weird illness. This is why I stay in the house.
It must be good if we got two
just
people
feels like
like
there's always something to be afraid of out there. It's a lot of food. I'm not eating these chips with no sauce.
I love the captions you put on this. Let me pull down your comment, Sour Cat, just so people can see the caption. The way she says it.
It's a lot of food. I'm not eating these chips with no sauce.
Yeah, I'm not eating these chips with no sauce. I don't remember who of you who said that. It might have been a few of you who said that. That Chantel uses chips and she uses rice and she uses things like that as a vehicle to get large amounts of sauce down. So I think that's true. And Sour Cat, that is absolutely, I'm not going to say it's harmless, but I'll say I believe it's harmless. I don't see anything wrong with that. A cheeseburger, a McChicken, once a month, that's perfectly fine. I don't think there's any harm in having a treat once a month. even once a week maybe. But just, you know, as long as it's a treat, as long as that's what it is, there's no harm. I mean, we can all enjoy a treat. Yeah, mouse toes. I'm wondering if it's something else or if it's maybe exacerbated, because I know Chantel has the breathing issues with the CPAP. And welcome in if I missed anybody, my apologies. And welcome in to anybody watching the replay. Hopefully you're enjoying yourselves. Leave a comment if you're enjoying yourself. Let me know what you think. Do you think that Chantel is sick with just a cold, something more serious, or do you think it's just a cold that's gotten bad because of her breathing issues? Freedom Deep with a excellent point. Quesadillas are extremely easy to make. This is basically all the stuff that she bought at the store. How much cheese did she buy, right? Really, she really could have just made all this stuff.
No. They really give you a lot of food. I'm sorry I seem miserable right now. I am. I feel like
those apple pies are pretty good.
We're being sick.
Welcome in, Outbreath.
But I can't complain because I do eat crap. I don't drink enough tea. I'm gonna go back to bed now.
I don't drink enough tea. I love her logic. I don't drink enough tea. I mean, I'm not gonna say that tea is bad for you, but if it's loaded with caffeine, it's not necessarily good.
I don't know how I'm gonna feel day to day, so I don't know. Maybe I'll just see you guys when
yes, mouse toes.
I'm feeling better. Does Mountain Dew have vitamin C? So, I guess that's it for
That's
now.
a good point.
Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
You know, I think once a month is perfectly reasonable for just about anything. I mean, everybody knows themselves. We all know our limits, whether it's food or drink or whatever. But if you can limit yourself to something once a month, you probably don't have a problem with it, usually. I mean, everybody's different. I don't want to generalize too much. But yeah, hopefully, I thought that was a cool channel there. I liked how they edited it. It was a very short and sweet edit. It was only about 3 minutes, and they covered all the calories. So let me put another link to there. That's a newer channel. The name of it, let me see again here, is No, I Don't Think So. They were kind enough to give me their permission to use their video, so I wanted to just give them a little shout out. I think they did do a pretty good channel there. All right, so let me pull up one of my other vids real quick. Let me get something for you. And this is another one that I actually missed when Skinny did it. The Chinese food mukbang. I missed out on that one. I want to at least watch a little bit of that just to try to estimate the calories, because I did unfortunately miss out on that when it was new. We're not going to watch the whole thing because it's just far too long, but we'll watch at least some of it. Let me share the screen. Because I just want to get an idea how much she ate. I have not seen the full extent of this Chinese food massacre. Let's see. Add to the stage. All right.
Hello, foodie beauties. Hey there, Beezers. Want a personalized video from me to you that you can keep forever? Or maybe a special shout out?
At least I think that's
Or maybe you just have a pressing question for me you want answered. All you have to do is request.
When I agree, Elizu, about eating the fast food, I've actually lost my taste for fast food. I really have. I not to say that I absolutely hate it or anything. I will eat it, but I don't like it that much anymore. When I used to really have a taste for it and like eating it regularly. Now it has a very greasy taste most of the time. Only sometimes do I really enjoy it.
A personalized video or direct message from me on Cameo. It's super easy.
Welcome in,
Cameos also make great birthday or special occasion gifts.
Welcome in.
Hope to hear from you. Bye.
That's Foodie's issue.
Kind of devastated because I really wanted to change, and I wanted to have like a place that like made me look super like rich and posh.
3, 2, 1, action.
Okay, this is Foodie's big meal. This was, I got to give a hat tip here to Skitty. She pointed out that this was after the grocery shopping, and Foodie was talking about all her big stuff about doing shopping and all that and cooking. And Skinny said, it's going to last until she gets her paycheck and then she's going to order out again. It's exactly what happened. Let's see just a little bit of this. And the calories on this. This has got to be another 2,000 calorie meal. I don't know, 800 calories for this plate of chicken. 800 calories for these noodles, something like that. 500 calories for these egg rolls with the sauce. This is over 2,000 calories. I'm not sure exactly how much, but I feel confident saying this is over 2,000.
Thanks, babe. Hi, guys! Oh my gosh, I was craving Chinese takeaway, I was. So here it is.
No worries, excuse me.
Never had from this place before. But yeah, bismillah.
Yeah, I'll being straight up with you folks, I eat junk food probably twice a week, maybe even 3 times a week. But I usually diet pretty well, about 4 days a week. So it evens out, where I'm able to maintain my weight pretty well. But 2 to 3 days a week, if you saw what I ate, you'd be like, that guy's not on a diet. But the other days of the week, I eat pretty healthily, so it balances.
And am I going to eat this whole big meal for 85 people? Yes, I am. Every freaking last crumb. I'm not even going to leave a crumb big enough for a mouse. Sweet and sour sauce.
You know, when Chantel stops putting on the front and she just admits her own flaws, that's when she's at her funniest.
Have some chopsticks. Okay, let's get these spring rolls. I'm so hungry. This food took forever. It better be good or I'm going to complain like a Karen.
Oh, no worries, Elbreth. I like fries too.
Beauty bite.
Yes, very beige meal. Just a little bit of carrots, a little bit of peppers. And those are big egg rolls. Agreed, Elisa.
She's finally out of heat. So I think the medication worked.
Yeah, it's got to be over 2K because it's big plates and very greasy. Does not look yeah. Agreed, Nutty. The quantity, the quantity may be a little bit small for 5, but calorically it's probably enough.
Pepsi. Vegetable spring rolls. Sweet and sour chicken. And vegetable udon.
Oh, thank you,
and
Skinny.
yes, I'm still quite sick, so.
You're doing pretty well yourself recently. I know. Don't want to put too much pressure or anything, but I know that you've been doing. You've been sharpening up lately too. So good on that. Respect.
So if there's a lot of jump cuts, it's because I need to tend to that somehow, cough or blow my nose. Let's try
Welcome
this.
to Susie Q. She'll figure the sauce. Welcome in, Nirvana.
Have some veggies.
I have a friend who's a big fan of Nirvana. She's a cool chick. I was not a big Nirvana
kind of
fan,
Chinese
but,
takeaway I miss.
but I got respect for them.
Chicken balls with like that bright red sauce. Let me just. Yum, garlicky. These are hard
When
to
does the
eat.
Hoover Queen ever leave crumbs even for a mouse? That's a good question.
Yum. They have like a garlicky sauce.
Well, Freedom Deep, it sounds like, what sounds good to me though, is it sounds like you have a good grasp on what works for you at least. And maybe it's not the ideal, but it works. And that's where I am sometimes. I get a little frustrated with myself because I'd like to do better. But I think that's a good place to be. If we want to do better, that means that we're being strict with ourselves. When we stop wanting to do better is when we stop doing better. At least in my opinion, for me. I can get a little easy on myself sometimes.
Pineapple? Pretty girl.
That's great, Sour Cat. You got to learn your own body. That is so important. Some people they go through their life without knowing their own body.
When we're not sick?
Oh, you got it, Skinny.
We have to get a bunch of things.
Elizu, I can't tell if you're joking or being serious, but I think Foodie might actually believe that. I think she really does believe that kind of thing. I think she's one of those people who really does believe that she eats a bowl of ice cream and then she has a stick of celery. It somehow cancels out the ice cream. I think she's one of those people who believes that.
I need some kitchenwares.
Yeah, I've been doing a fasting myself lately. That's been helping me. So I got a little off my diet for a little bit.
It's just lightly breaded. Now,
yeah, agreed. She is so clumsy with the chopsticks, and I think part of the issue is her hands are so swollen. But even if her hands weren't swollen up, I don't remember Chantel ever being good with chopsticks. But the way that her hands are so swollen, I don't think she could even hold them if she tried.
I haven't had takeaway in, I think the last time I had takeaway was the mahashi, or.
Oh, no worries.
Haven't ordered out in a few days now.
Oh, it's no problem. Oh, it's okay, Nirvana. You know what? I can totally understand. You know what? And I'll tell you that sometimes I watch this and I like to be grossed out just a little bit because it reminds me what I don't want to do. And I'm not saying you should force yourself to look at anything you don't want to see. Of course not. By all means, nobody should watch things they don't want to see. But sometimes it helps me to remember. Like sometimes I'll get like a craving for Chinese food. And then if I watch Chantel eat this Chinese food, I'll be like, what am I even missing? What am I even missing? If I really want some Chinese food that badly, I'll make some fresh Chinese food myself, some Asian style food. I make very good stir fry if I really want to. It's quite good stuff.
We ordered dinner one other time other than the mahashi.
Oh, don't worry, Lady Nighthawk. Thank you, though. Diet Bebsy.
Chicken mash booze. That's good.
It's like getting the supersized McDonald's with the diet soda. I've got a feeling that we're getting closer to that, Elizu, because if her hands get much more swollen, she's not going to be able to use utensils anymore. Like she's not going to be able to hold them. They're just going to fall out of her hands. I mean, and she already uses her hands for the egg rolls and stuff. She can barely even get her fingers around the egg roll. Oh, let me put this back on. Oh,
So
thank you,
like,
Nirvana. I'll try to put some more variety of content
well enough
on
because like
too.
I get days where I have little bursts of energy. Well, who am I kidding? Even cook.
I appreciate that, Nirvana. I'm going to try to do some more variety of content in the future. It's a lot of stuff going on here, but I always want to make the show better, and I hope that I'm also going to be trying to do some more variety of stuff in the upcoming weeks. So hopefully I can follow through on that.
Cooking in those videos killed me, energy-wise. When I had to cough and, hi, pretty girl. Pretty love.
I agree, Mouse Toast.
Well, I want to go out and do some things like.
And let me actually go on to another one because there's no need to watch her do this whole eat. I don't need to watch her eat this. Let me actually switch to another one of the meals so I can kind of do a quick calorie count on it because I think there's a lot more to be gained from doing that as opposed to just watching her eat. You know what I mean? Like actually watching different stuff. So let me pull up another one of the other meals that she did. This is one that we did not watch together. Let me pull this up.
To be cooking something here. So I'm feeling a little bit better, but I'm a little stuffy. Getting over a cold or something. I have a chef hat. Yes, I do. And I'm going to make dinner for myself and my husband today. I'm going to be making a chicken roast or a roasted chicken. So despite the chef hat and this,
that is so cool, Nutty. I just think that's awesome that your son likes Asian style food, and all he wanted was Chinese food. So you went and learned to make Chinese food just to give him the food. I think that's so cool. That's just really sweet. That you made him the Chinese food that he likes. I think that's awesome. When I was a kid, it was hard to make good Chinese food because the ingredients, you couldn't get the authentic ingredients unless you went, you had to go to an Oriental market somewhere, and you wouldn't be able to read any of the labels, and the people there usually didn't speak much English, so it was tough finding the ingredients you needed. Now you can go to the regular grocery store; they have some fairly good quality Asian style ingredients. So with the hand eating. Salah behind the scenes.
Except for me.
That would be a great video. Freedom.
And I thought, you know what?
Not to keep pausing forever, but I think that would be hilarious. Salah was secretly filming and he was recording like a behind the scenes documentary, like by the making of the Foodie Beauty channel. That would be, I think, a really exciting vid. Well, that's cool, Lady Nighthawk. Respect. You know, it takes a lot of discipline to work for yourself and do your best at all times. So totally respect that. And I agree, Nutty. A lot of grease, a lot of strong flavors will definitely weaken your sense of taste.
Cooking is kind of boring.
Oh, I know.
So,
and let me speak for. I know Skinny's just very busy tonight. I know that. I don't think she's missed anyone. Yeah, she's just a little busy. I'm sure she wants to say hi to everybody.
Along, and we're gonna make chicken, roasted chicken, some air fryer potatoes, and some broccoli and cheese. Maybe a salad. We'll see. Let's get started. So, yeah, this is my.
Oh, you're very
oven,
welcome,
my
Nirvana.
stove. It's kind of older, but it does the job. Oh wait, this is the size of my chicken. It's small. Let's do you know what? I want the chicken to release as much juice as possible. So
She was already a little sick.
Kind of low and slow. So we're gonna do bake 350. I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil on the bottom.
That's a good thing if you really enjoy that.
I have like maybe 2 or 3 pans. I'm just gonna run that around.
The hat is like it's like one of those Renaissance Italy merchant hats, right? like I feel like she should be in the Medici family.
My chicken. I don't want to hear it. Okay, I don't like the slimy on the chicken. Hi.
And that is a small chicken, I gotta say. And I do agree that the chickens in America are bloated. They're oversized because they get all kinds of antibiotics and drugs. I don't know exactly. I don't want to sound ignorant. I don't know the exact reason they're so large, but I know that they're very, very large. But that seems kind of small, even for a non-enhanced chicken.
Very small bird. So I'm gonna put it.
And there's no way that Salah got any of that bird. Like I mean, look at it. It's not even like she could just pick it up in her hand and just eat it. Like just eat it like an apple. Like she could just hold it in one hand and just eat the entire bird. No way did Salah get anything. Maybe she gave him a wing.
Pan. Mix it around with olive oil. I know this looks gross, but I'm gonna wash my hands. I'm gonna be making a gravy with the drippings. So I'm not going to add any spice really to it. Just a bit of salt, pepper, and maybe a bit of paprika.
I was watching Gordon Ramsay cook a chicken.
I bet those are good.
He treated it like a steak. He seasoned
Wow. And this is another reason I like this channel. Let me put the link to this also. She cuts in some of these flashbacks from the other meals. I forgot that meal. That was like the biggest plate of rice I think I'd ever seen in my life. Maybe not the biggest in my life, but the biggest I'd ever seen that was eaten by a single human being. I've seen bigger plates of rice, but only at like a wedding, you know? Like those Indian weddings, they have those giant platters of rice. I've seen those, but this is the biggest thing of rice I've ever seen for a single human being. It's just massive.
Where the crime comes in.
And this was her old, anybody who doesn't remember her old mukbang table, this was it. It was a laptop box with a sheet of plastic wrap on it.
Salt and pepper. What about the other seasonings, Mr. Ramsay? He put rosemary in the pan, and then he was basting it like it's not a steak, dude.
Well, go here,
Season
tasty. I've had
that
those.
Chicken.
Thank you. Oh, yes, Skinny. Yes, please. If anyone's liking the show, please click the like button. Let YouTube know.
Rub it. And then I'm going to take some butter and just place it on the
We treat gravy serious in the South. I could, by the way, I consider myself an honorary Southerner. I don't really have the accent at all because I was raised in South Florida. But even though that's not the South, I've been living in the true South now for like a decade. Well, maybe not a decade, but for a while. So I consider myself an honorary Southerner at this point. Oh, and I just want to say something. The butter on the chicken, I really do not like that. And you might be surprised to know why I don't like it. It's not because I have an issue with the butter. I have seen chefs put butter under the skin of the chicken breast, because the breast can dry out sometimes. So I'm not against the idea of using some butter on the chicken, but just putting it on top like that, it doesn't serve any purpose. It's just adding more grease. It doesn't do anything to help moisten the meat. And also, if she's got this pan on this burner, what I would do, and I've done this before, is I would fry the chicken first before I put it in the oven. I would fry up the outside to get the skin nice and crispy, and then I would put the whole pan in the oven and just cook the bird like that. And that comes out so good. That's how I make duck. So good. The most delicious duck. The skin is absolutely crispy. It's delicious. And I don't need to add any butter either, because the fat renders out when you cook it.
Melt the butter first. You can poke holes in the bird. Up to you. I'm doing it this way.
Yes, Mouse Toes, exactly.
So once the oven's preheated, I'm gonna stick it in the oven, and then I'm gonna baste it every so often, maybe every 20 minutes. I'll probably raise the heat near the end of cooking so that the skin, if it's not brown, it will get browned. To maximize the juice, I'm going to cover it.
All right, to maximize the juice, that's neither here nor there. I guess that's not a bad idea. I'm not against the idea of covering it, but I just really dislike how she uses this pan and doesn't try to fry the outside, when all she has to do is just turn on the burner. She's got the pan, she's got the burner, she has everything she needs to give it a fried outside, but she just doesn't do it. Hopefully next time she will. Foodie, if you're watching this, a really easy way to, especially when the chicken is small like that, it's very easy to turn it over.
Okay, I'm like really hungry.
Ooh, that sounds really good.
I haven't eaten yet today.
Let me pause this. I made a bomb chicken salad tonight. Pecans, dried cranberries, green onions, and celery. When you say green onion, you mean like the I know what you mean. They're like the long ones. You have to chop them up. Celery, salt, pepper, and Duke's mayo. I top with real bacon bits and some honey mustard on a brioche bun. That sounds very interesting. I think that would be really tasty. I'm not the biggest into chicken salad myself but I think for chicken salad, that sounds really good. Sounds really good, chicken salad. I like the dried cranberries. I bet those were really tasty.
Freaking big salad while I'm waiting. So let's make one. Whoa.
It's okay, Nirvana. You can say something mean.
So
I will get. You're allowed to be mean.
Some washed veggies.
And let me say that too. Also, sometimes I try not to be too mean or whatever, but you can be as mean as you want. And sometimes I get mean. I don't know. I'm all over the place. I can't make up my mind. Some nights I want to be harsh. Some nights I want to make excuses for people. I can't decide. But you are always welcome to state your mind when it comes to Foodie. I'll probably agree, but even if I disagree, we're allowed to disagree. But yeah, like I'll probably agree though.
My fridge, I have lots, so
I'm not a fan of Foodie either.
Come out and play. All right, so I'm just gonna chop about a head of romaine here. Put that in a huge bowl. We have a cuke. Just rough chop that.
All right, I like that she made the salad. I think that was a good thing. I'm going to fast forward through the salad a little bit. But now she puts... Exactly, and the comment here on the bottom. This is so great.
Like that.
What's the point of having a salad if you dump half a bag of cheddar on it? She also puts a lot of dressing on there, and if you're having it on the side with the chicken, it just kind of... If you're having a salad by itself, okay, I can understand the dressing and the cheese. But if you're having it as a side dish, you want it to be light.
Okay.
Ah, Natsuki.
I'm gonna eat.
Depends on the night.
I'm gonna put some in a smaller bowl, save some for Salah. And I have my favorite. French dressing is my favorite. I love it. I've loved it since I'm a kid. I can finally taste again though, at least.
Chantel likes French dressing? I thought she would like Canadian dressing. Maybe French Canadian dressing? What would be French Canadian dressing? That's my question of the night. If there was such a thing as French Canadian dressing, what would it be? Would Chantel know the recipe?
Good dressing.
I used to love those as a kid. I loved those.
All right, that was delicious. Let's do the potatoes.
You know what, Natsuki? I think I gotta like, I gotta be like in just the right mood. I have to have had like a really nasty day. Like if I had a bad day at work or something, like I'll tend to be a lot more mean. Depends how my day went.
So we might only need one potato. Just cut off the back parts. So I have a liner here in my
I think she gave him a wing.
But we're gonna make them big enough chunks. Okay. Just 2 potatoes looks like it will do it, so some evu.
Let me pause this so we can read the comment from the video editor.
Just 2 potatoes
Give her out of respect. Let me.
looks like it will do it, so.
Yeah, the potatoes that she used were massive. I'm not going to rewind it because it's starting to get a little late. But the size of the potatoes that she only used 2 potatoes. But that one of them, it was like the biggest potato I'd ever seen in my life. It was like the size of 3 potatoes, and the other one was big too. And as far as the recipe of just putting them in the air fryer, it's a very simple recipe. I don't think it's a bad recipe, but she really used a large serving size.
Some evu, of course. I know. Salt. Pepper.
It's fair, Nutty.
Garlic powder. Okay. Onion powder. Okay. And I'm gonna try a little bit of steak sauce.
Steak sauce is odd. I don't know if that would be good or not.
I just improvise, like whatever I see something, you know. All right. So I'm gonna pop them in the air fryer for with a fork.
You know something though? That's actually not such a bad idea. Like a dressing with like some bacon bits and maple syrup. I think that could work.
Chicken. Oh.
Some balsamic vinegar with some maple syrup, maybe? I don't know, maybe.
You see them brown bits in the pan? You see them brown bits in the pan?
All right, and that chicken, I have to say, this chicken could not have come out more pale and unappetizing looking. And I'm not somebody who like tries to dog on Foodie for no reason. Like if she does something well, I'll admit it. But this chicken just looks really unappetizing. Like the skin looks dry, it looks mushy at the same time. The skin somehow looks mushy and dry at the same time. I don't know how, but it does.
Going to be a gravy. So I'm gonna collect this juice now.
Yeah, for 2 people, it's a lot because all the side dishes. It's not a lot of chicken, but the side dishes are big.
Back in the oven to brown up.
Well, I like a simple dressing, Lisa. I'm not much of a salad eater, but when I do have salad, I just like simple oil and vinegar. I like balsamic vinegar. Just simple vinaigrette type dressings.
And then hopefully everything will be ready by the time.
Oh, and hello, Queen of Awesome. Welcome in.
Hungry. He's out doing some work. I'm also going to raise that to 400. And we're good to go. Last thing is the broccoli, which I'm also going to be cooking in the air fryer. So when the potatoes are done, I'm going to put them in the oven to keep warm. Here's the potato.
Good call, Elizu. And there's something I think a lot of people forget, that I have a family member who will leave stuff right next to the stove or right next to the toaster oven, and it will get nasty. So yes, it's good point. And these potatoes came out way better than they have any right to. I could not believe these potatoes came out looking anything edible, because she used such big chunks in the air fryer. It's possible they didn't cook all the way through though. I don't know, but they look like they came out okay. But again, it's potatoes. How bad can they be?
Potatoes. Mostly, they look perfect.
That is a good question,
I'm gonna
Kizzy.
take some broccoli here, frozen. Salah hates broccoli, so.
Strangers in the night. You can't really believe her, Nirvana. I mean, you could believe her if you have evidence. Like if she says something and you have proof to back it up. Like if she says the sky is blue and you go outside and you look up and it's blue, then you can believe her.
Cheese.
More cheese. This is like an Amberlin recipe. You don't like steak sauce? I'm not a big steak sauce guy.
Make a gravy now.
Yeah, the chicken looks very
A little bit of
white.
butter. Now this is my first time making gravy in this way.
Gragathy, I am the same. Maybe you heard my comment on that. That's why you're saying that. But yeah, I absolutely need to get a new belt.
So you'll have to bear with me. Gravy in this way.
All right, this is the gravy she makes. This gravy recipe she makes. It's not, I'm not really feeling it. I think there's too much fat. When you make the chicken gravy, you want to let the fat separate out because too much chicken fat does not taste good in my opinion. Some people love chicken fat. I don't. I like the gravy to have the chicken fat separated out. So you just get the juice. And then, to be fair, I'm not an expert on making gravy with chicken. I'll probably use maybe a little bit of white wine or something.
So you'll have to bear with me.
Oh, that's right, but she can't use wine because that's not halal.
There's all kinds of bits here that are very good for flavor.
Yeah, it looks sad as heck.
I want to deglaze it. Chicken is resting nicely. Once that gets
It looks terrible.
and then add some flour.
Hey, crab apples. Oh, you know what the chicken looks like? It looked troglodytic. Like, you know how an animal that lives in a cave for like generations after generation, it turns white? Like crab apple's avatar, maybe. Like it begins to turn, it changes, it becomes albino looking when it stays under. That chicken was like albino looking, like it hadn't seen sunlight in forever. That's how pale it was. Not good, not good. Welcome in, Blondie. Oh, glad to have you. No problem. Glad you can make any crab apples too. And my apologies, I missed anybody coming in. I had a few things going on the side here.
Flour. It's hard to find packaged gravy where I am.
The potatoes came out okay.
No.
They do have the steak sauce on them.
Yeah, I put the chicken stock in here.
That's another thing that Foodie does that bothers me is why does she buy the microwave in the bag vegetables, and then she opens up the bag and dumps them in the food? Like, if you're gonna buy frozen vegetables, why do you buy the ones that come in the steam fresh bag? If you're just gonna take them out of the bag, it doesn't make sense. This.
Now let's see if this works out. Now that's your basic gravy recipe for anything.
Right? It's a lot of butter.
I'm gonna taste it.
Oh, geez, I'm getting behind in the chat again. She doesn't even like her own cooking.
Wow.
It's dumpster sludge.
Very nice.
Agreed.
All right, so I'm gonna add some
Agreed.
Gravy.
Let me pause it for a second here. That's a great point. It was a lot of grease because of the don't skin shave axolotl. I'm almost as pale as the axolotl crab apples. I'm just as pale myself. She is a bit of a moron, Oranges. I try to be nice, but powder and adding water. I'm guilty of using that sometimes myself, but at least I can admit I don't pretend it's real gravy though. But yeah, this gravy she made, it's mostly just butter and chicken fat, which is not ideal. A lot of cheese on the broccoli, of course. Then she puts the buttery gravy on it.
All over that. I made a potato poutine. I added some cheese. There's the chicken breast.
No, Nirvana, you know, I thought you wrote that you said you were writing down this recipe to make sure you don't make it by accident. Just to make sure that you never accidentally make this recipe, you're going to write it down just so that you don't copy it by accident. Yeah, and this gravy, it looks very, I know that chicken gravy could sometimes look kind of gelatinous, but this gravy just looks very gelatinous and greasy to me. And I'm not really feeling that. And there's so much of it too. Like she's absolutely drowning it in gravy. Like it's, if the gravy is very heavy, especially, you don't want to use so much of it. It's falling off of the plate. You can absolutely see where it's falling off of the plate. She poured so much on there.
I survived.
And you could see it's like very thick and like clumpy with the clumps of flour.
All right, now,
yeah.
I'm not joking, but I'm not looking forward to the cleanup. I tried to clean as I went. There's not too much. But, Bismillah, I'm having a barbican.
It's not poutine. It's not real fries.
Strawberry fizzy soda. I have a fork somewhere. I'm not sure where.
Agreed, Blondie. She's not cooking much.
And a plastic knife. All right.
Yeah, and like the video maker put, for how long have you lived in Kuwait now? Buy some silverware already, please. You know, I don't like the silverware shame or anything like that. Not everybody has, you know, a lot of money to keep buying new silverware every, you know. But come on, Foodie, you got to have at least a fork and knife. At least two of them, you know. What does Salah use? Like she's always using a plastic fork and a knife. And I'm not going to say I never use a plastic utensil. Sometimes I do, not very often, but sometimes it's just more convenient. If I do get some takeout or something once in a while, I'll use paper plates sometimes. But for something like this, why not use? This is exactly the kind of thing where you would want to use a real plate and a fork and a knife and all that. It's very mushy. It makes a big mess.
Where? So I'm using a spork and a plastic knife. All right, let's try this.
No, you're right, Elizo. It's not.
Has the butter on there. All I had today was a salad. Potato poutine. I had the cheese and the gravy. Would. So I said, why not?
She calls this her Canadian. This is her style of poutine. You know what this is like? This is like that person who told me they were going to give me vegetarian lasagna, and it was just salad. It was just salad, or vegan lasagna. Excuse me, vegan lasagna, and it was just a bunch of vegetables in a tray. It was crap. That's what this is, the poutine with that salad. What I was told was vegetable lasagna, or vegan lasagna.
That's really good. And look at how tender this chicken roast is.
That's another good point, Aliza. The amount of money she wastes on takeout, she could buy fancy silverware with less than what she spends on takeout in a week. She could have a full set of top quality, beautiful, engraved, a whole set for less than what she spends on takeout in a week.
That gravy.
I think so, Oranges.
You know, I was looking for gravy packets at the store. I thought, I don't have any, but I have flour, I have bouillon. What about the drippings? So I looked up a recipe, and sure enough, I have the wings. Now, our relationship works out perfect because he likes the dark meat, doesn't like the wings. And me, I like the white meat. So, and I love the wings. I'm gonna be eating like a mad woman as usual.
Allegedly, Salah gets the dark meat, the thighs and legs, which, I mean, I guess. But the fact that Foodie takes both of the breasts, that's that's most of the meat. I mean, that chicken was pretty small. The thighs and legs is not a lot. But yeah, I like this theory in the chat. I have to agree with this. That Salah, his favorite part of the chicken is the nuggies. He likes the dinosaur pieces. Those are his favorite parts. He's not really sure which part they come from, but the ones that are shaped like dinosaurs.
Now, I'm always intimidated by making a roux. For some reason, I think I'm going to mess it up. This chicken has me craving with the gravy hot chicken sandwich. You take 2 pieces of white bread with the gravy.
This right here, again, the person who did this edit, I think they have a good insight. Why are you always dreaming of other foods while eating? You know, that's like a sign of somebody who has a real addiction. Like they're already thinking about their next hit.
Hot chicken sandwich. You take 2 pieces of white bread, chicken breast, another slice of bread. You can put some cheese.
No problem, crab apples. I'm not going to be on much longer.
Gravy, and then peas on it, but I don't really like peas that much.
Yeah, she did not make a proper roux at all. Just threw the flour in.
I need to change my name to Gravy Queen. I need to change anyway. That's why I'm always changing my name from Foodie Beauty to something else.
And she's got food on her face again.
I just feel like it's time for a change. Potatoes are tender. Beauty bites.
That is just so much food too, because that's not a plate. That's a bowl. I didn't notice it first, but that's not a plate. That's a deep dish. That's like like a pet bowl almost. That is a deep plate. And she had it filled up like over the top.
I'm gonna make a hot chicken one of these
where she
days.
couldn't have even closed it.
This is just a breast and a half.
It's massive.
I give the legs and another half of breast to him, to Salah. It might not be the healthiest meal, but it's not processed food.
Yeah,
and I'm
right.
cooking. It actually does
You
feel
tell
like
her,
an
Nutty.
accomplishment. Next step will be to invest in some kitchenwares, but I'm gonna wait until I consistently do
Yelling
these
at me, welcome
videos
in.
for a good week.
Oh, and I love your picture there. Your doggy is just so cute. I'm assuming that's your dog. He looks like an Ewok. Does anybody ever say that? I think that looks like an Ewok. But why doesn't the married woman have some real silverware? You'd think that her husband would buy some, especially when he knows how much she loves to cook and eat. I mean, if I knew that my wife was like her whole favorite thing in the world was to eat, I mean, I don't think I'd want to get married to somebody if that was all they love to do. But this is a hypothetical situation. Let's say for whatever reason, I need citizenship to Canada. So I marry a woman who all she loves to do is eat. What would I get her for a gift? Well, I'd get her some silverware. What else? I mean, that's the perfect gift for her, isn't it? Realistically? Did we see her eat the salad? I don't actually remember seeing her eat it, but she may have ate it. I don't remember on this one, to be fair. This is an edited version also, so I don't
Going
recall.
through all kinds of money, and I just end up ordering again. Potatoes are filling. They have a lot of fiber. Me wearing a chef hat is irony because I'm not a chef. When I was a kid, I always wanted a cooking show, like I said, And I have
Agreed.
people watching, so even if it's only however many of you are.
Chantel said as a kid she wanted a cooking show. How many of you believe the only reason she wanted a cooking show was so that she could have food that would be ready in 30 minutes? She could have a whole meal ready in 30 minutes and then she could eat it on TV. That's what she wanted.
We're watching. That's good enough for me.
That's why she wanted a cooking show. She wanted just to be able to open up the oven and put in the dish and then pull out one that was cooked immediately. That's why she wanted a cooking show. So she could just immediately pull cooked food out of the oven.
Hello, sweetheart.
Hi, baby. So how did you like the poutine?
Oh my god, the Chantal poutine is perfect, tasty.
You calling it Chantal poutine now?
Yeah, the new name of the food is Chantal poutine.
Perfect. I'm glad you like it. Anyway, thanks for listening to my memories and eating dinner with me. It was very, very delicious.
Excellent.
Anyways, guys, thank you for watching this. Bye.
I think that is a great point. When she did that big shopping, the only meat that she bought really was fish. I mean, fish is good, don't get me wrong, but I didn't see her buy any chicken, any beef, anything like that. And she bought so much carbs and everything. Yeah, and I agree. I don't think she really gave any of it to Salah. Maybe she gave him a wing at most. I think she probably gave him some of the salad. I think that's what she did. It's sad, Nirvana, and thank you everybody for coming out tonight. I think this was, I had fun with you all. I appreciate you coming by. I wish I had a little more time to prep this week, but hopefully next week I will. Thank you everybody again. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun coming out to Skinny's last night. Thank you everybody also for helping me just relax and have some fun tonight. Oh, and I also want to say thank you to let me put up the little cash app really quickly. I want to say thank you to IC who donated made $20 last week. I think I may have thanked IC already, but I just want to thank IC once more. And also had an anonymous donor who came through with $15 the other night. So I want to thank that anonymous donor as well. You know who you are. Thank you very much. So, all right, everybody, you have a blessed night. Hopefully everybody. Oh yes, please hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed the vid. Please click subscribe if you'd like to see some more content. I can't always promise I'm going to say the right thing, but I'm gonna try. Gotta at least try, right? Okay, everybody. Good night. Oh, and also I was gonna say quickly about I think I already kind of discussed that though, about how I've been doing well on my diet and saving some room for Halloween. Hope everybody else is doing well too. Good night, good night, good night. I can't wait to see y'all again. I'll see y'all next week. Good night.